everyone, this is Psychic Medium Victoria Alvarado with www.victoriaalvarado.com. Recognized by CBS Local Radio as one of the top 5 psychics in the Houston area. Today's podcast episode 4 is teaching you how to fight off psychic attacks. Yesterday during episode 3, I discussed how to guard your energy by setting up protection. Now let me give you a little bit of background about me. I have been able to see and hear spirits since I was 5 years old. My maternal grandmother, or my maternal great-grandmother, was a curandera, which means faith healer in English. And she wasn't from here. She was from Zacatecas, Mexico. And she had Native American background. Now, from my paternal side of the family, my father was a tarot reader and he practiced Santeria for many, many years. So I guess I sort of inherited my gifts from both sides of the family. For 16 years now, I have been studying and learning all forms of energy healing to better understand how all walks of life and practices are done. Spirit said it's important to study all so that I'm able to combat negative energy from all forms of practices. So I studied energy healing, herbal healing, exorcisms, shamanism, Wiccan, pagan, Santeria, voodoo, and hoodoo. However, I only practiced that of the white light, and learning the bad was hard on me, but Spirit said in order to combat the bad, you must know what you are dealing with. I am also an ordained minister, a certified angel healing practitioner, and angel Reiki master. Not only am I a psychic medium, I am a channel for spirit, a spirit walker, and a shaman. So now that we've covered all that, let's talk about how to fight off psychic attacks. So, what if you set up protection by wearing your protection objects and crystals, or surrounded yourself with white light and still get slimed by someone's negative energy? So why does that guarding your energy sometimes fail? It's not so much that it failed, it's just that there's different levels of psychic attacks that it can range from low, medium to high. Psychic attacks can include spells, voodoo, mantras, invocations, negative energy rays, or other types of black magic. Now there are dark spirit and there are entities that can move into physical bodies and auras affecting what people think, speak, do, desire, and feel. Another major type of dark negative energy that can be sent to others is through negative thinking, anger, wishing harm to others, jealousy, animosity, seeking revenge, vindictiveness, and other forms of thought that are based in anger, rage, and fear. These are all called thought forms, and they can be lodged in a person's body or various layers of their auras, causing a wide range of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual difficulties. We definitely can draw dark energies, entities, and spirits into ourselves without any influence whatsoever from external sources. Prolonged states of anger, rage, and resentment, bitterness, vindictiveness, and many types of fears will draw and attract these negative energies. Ongoing repressed negative emotions can eventually turn into a certain type of entity and weaken our auras that can allow psychic attacks in. So it's very important to guard your thoughts. Now, I can recall a time, or I can recall a client of mine that I had first met at a healing event 2 years ago. Now, this woman, this woman, and her family stood in line for almost an hour just to see me. And when she stood right in front of me, I immediately picked up on dark energies and started to tell her what was going on with her life. And with permission, I proceeded to clear her and her family. I also picked up that entities were also plaguing her home, which put her and her daughter in tears when she confirmed what I had seen. So after the healing event, 2 days later, I made a trip to her home to cleanse it. And I made sure she knew that whatever dark energy she had was now gone. And I had left her protection objects and gave her a few tips on how to protect her energy. I thought everything was good, but after a month, this woman returned for another clearing along with her family. And like clockwork, 2 weeks later, she returned again. Now, I didn't sense anything dark, and I told her that. And I told her that I didn't see anything like the first time when I met her. And, you know, I actually told her that, honey, you need to kind of watch your thoughts. And that she was allowing bad influences or negative energy, or she was attracting them based on her thoughts. And she believed so bad that her family was cursing her that she was allowing those negative energies in and allowing it to affect her family. She made the comment one day that she felt like she was playing hot potato. And it kind of puzzled me that she said this to me. And the next day she brought her daughter and husband in. She felt whatever I took off of her went to them. So technically, negatively, she pretty much created hot potato. So everything I took off of her, she projected it mentally onto her family. Now, this is how strong the mind works, guys. You can mentally manifest both things, good and bad. And if you live in fear of being hexed like this poor woman, you will constantly allow psychic attacks to harm you. There was no way of helping her, even after assuring her each time she was protected and that all was clear, and constantly reminding her to protect herself by guiding her thoughts. I even gave her a mirror pendant for her to wear to deflect negative energies back to its source. But after a week later, she told me she wasn't doing what I asked her to do, and sure enough, she returned without the mirror, which confirmed to me that all failed because she wanted it to. Now, being me, I did get after her for not doing what I instructed her to do, because I've told her time and time again to guard her energy. And eventually Spirit said I had to cut her off because she was willingly let negative energies consume her and her family, and nothing I did will make a permanent change. And it's almost like I would be using up my energy trying to help her, but it was all going to fail anyway because she wanted it to. Now, guys, it's normal to get angry or fearful when things happen in our lives. These occurrences do not draw the dark side into us. It's the long-term and prolonged states like this that set up energetic attraction. Violence of all types, physical, emotional, and mental, is a very powerful draw for negative and dark types of entities and energies. The regular use of drugs and alcohol also draw negative types of energy as well. Now, one glass of wine is a social habit and does not affect our energy fields. However, when we become drunk, be it form of alcohol or drugs, our auras become weakened substantially, and negative invaders are attracted to the energy set up by this state. Smoking also greatly weakens the energy field and leaves us very vulnerable to negative influences. There are many different symptoms that can indicate negative and dark psychic energies, spirits, or entities. The following list identifies a few major symptoms, but these symptoms can also indicate other types of health problems, and it's important to investigate all possibilities. So, suddenly acting totally out of character is a sign. Major changes in your behavior for no reason, a loss of memory, major changes in clarity of thinking or analytical ability, sudden ongoing fatigue for no apparent reason, a drained feeling, icy cold feeling on part or all of your body, hearing someone's voice regularly, hearing voices, recurrent or frequent nightmares, strange or recurring accidents, feeling someone is watching you, a discomfort or fear in a specific room or area in your home or office, a loss of self-confidence, a sudden loss of energy, sudden illnesses that elude diagnosis, sudden illnesses that cannot be explained, feeling someone touched you or bumped into you when nobody is present, sensing a presence, sensing a large part of eyes watching you or following you, sudden or irrational difficulties with finances or relationships, imagining monsters, animals, or frightening shadows, sudden depression without apparent cause, seeing ongoing bad luck, visions or hallucinations, irrational fear, anger, or sorrow, a negative obsessive thought, desire, or fetish that won't go away. Now, this is not a complete list, but should give you a fairly good idea of areas to look at in the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual areas. Each person who is on the receiving end of psychic attacks or dark energetic forces will have their own indication and effects. Negative entities, spirits, and dark energies can be picked up almost anywhere. Negative people, emotions, or thoughts exist. They are drawn to negativity. Therefore, you can pick this up at meetings, in stores, at any type of gathering, or in your own home. At times when individuals have suffered prolonged pain in a certain place, the energies of this pain can remain there even though a person has left that place. So you can even pick them up in a home. Negative entities, spirits, and dark energies are strongly drawn to individuals who use drugs and alcohol. When people get stoned, their auras get weak, and these negative entities and energies can easily penetrate into a person's aura or body. Humans are quite defenseless when they are stoned. Smoking cigarettes or any other type of drugs seriously weakens an individual's aura, making them quite vulnerable to the entry of negative entities, spirits, and dark energies. Smoking eventually creates holes in an individual's aura, so there are vital energies that can seep out, making them feel fatigued, as well as making them vulnerable to negative energies. Now, negative energies can attach themselves to objects, even our homes. And so let me just tell you about an experience that I had. This past Valentine's Day, a client had emailed me asking me if I would be interested in purchasing a lovely amethyst geode that she had for sale for $200. And I said, heck yeah, I want that, because one, I had just put out into the universe that I wanted one, and two, those suckers cost no less than $1,500. So I thought, $200, what a steal. The next day I met up with the lady, and as soon as I picked it up, I felt a strong energy presence in it. And I asked her, what's up with this stone? She said, I've tried clearing it, but it's just not working. I don't know if maybe I'm not doing it right. So I figured you of all people would be able to clear it. And she said, I just wouldn't dare sell it to anyone else other than you. With a puzzled look, I said, so what's the history of the stone? She said, I don't know. My spouse got it from a client of his, and he knows that I love amethyst, and it's my birthstone. And so he decided to go ahead and get it for me. But she said, it seems as though I've had bad luck ever since it arrived. She says, I tried clearing it by leaving it out in the sun. And I was like, well, honey, first off, you don't just leave it out in the sun. And so she's like, okay, well, see, that's why I said, you of all people, I know how to clear it. And I know you're going to clear it right. So with no further questions, I went ahead and just purchased the amethyst geode. The moment I put it in the back seat of the truck, I felt the energy of this thing rush up my spine and my back. I mean, seriously, it was just a big rush. And I recall telling my husband, I need to do a strong clearing on this thing. It doesn't feel right. The moment I got home, my lights were disconnected and everything was going wrong. All havoc had broke loose in my home from the moment I picked this darn thing up. Hours later, I get a message from this lady saying that she was glad it was out of her house, that when she brought it home, that her and her daughter saw a gray lady walking around, throwing things around, and bad luck was just happening. She broke her legs and all kinds of stuff, or she broke her ankle or her leg, and all kinds of stuff was just happening. Naturally, I was angry. I mean, how could I not be? She didn't tell me this stuff prior to. Had I known, I probably would have cleared it or sent a protection orb around it before I even put it in my truck. You know, because this sort of information is what I needed to know. I mean, this is a part of its history. Even if she didn't know the history from the people she got it from before, it's the history that she had when she had it. So I didn't clear it right away. I mean, I had to literally calm down, and I had to wait until the next day to attempt clearing the stone because I was just too angry and upset to do anything within the angelic realm. And plus, me trying to clear it with my anger was only going to attract more negative spirits and negative energy. So when I gathered enough strength and centered myself, I performed an exorcism on the stone. And not even 15 minutes later, the lights in our home returned back on and things started rolling again. So whatever demonic spirit that was attached to this thing, I was able to clear it out. And thank God, because I don't know what else I would have done. But Spirit already knew that I would be the only person that could handle this type of energy. Now, guys, I do apologize for you guys hearing my phone in the background, but all day clients have been calling me, so please disregard the phone ringing. Now, it's important to look at how having sexual relationships with other people can affect you. So, sex is an exchange of energies. When you have sex with another human being, you absorb their very essence, mixing it with your own essence. You literally absorb their good stuff as well as their bad stuff. If you have sex with someone who has negative energies, entities, or spirits, it is almost guaranteed that some of this negative energy will be transferred into your body and or aura through the physical act of sex. There are a variety of methods available for eliminating dark and negative energies, entities, spirits, and thought forms. The following will give you many ideas of things you can do to help yourself. I like to combine a lot of the techniques listed below if the negative energy is really, really bad. So let's begin. Smudging your home with white sage. So smudging with white sage is an ancient custom of North American Indians who have used and continue to use this method for clearing unwanted energies. You can purchase dried white sage in a variety of shops today, or you can grow and dry your own white sage. Today, most people are exposed to many negative energies in their workplaces, in stores, restaurants, and almost anywhere they go. Anyone can pick up negative energies just by walking around. You may even purchase white sage spray if smudging with the smoke incense is not allowed, or if it's just a bit too much for the workplace. And if you have asthma or allergies to the smoke, then you know what? A white sage spray would benefit you greatly. Now, I like to combine white sage with dragon's blood incense because it increases the power of purification and cleansing process. The next step is sea salt baths. So sea salt has very strong purification energy and can rid negative energies embedded in your auric field. By simply bathing in sea salt or using a sea salt scrub can help you rid yourself of negative energies embedded in your aura. You can even place sea salt in a bowl and set it in the middle of the room as you smudge with white sage. Once your clearing is done, you can toss the sea salt out into the toilet or away from the home. Now, if the negativity is really strong, for an even stronger purification process, by taking a half a cup of sea salt and a half a cup of Epsom salt and 2 drops of ammonia, mixing it in a bucket and praying Psalm 7 from the Bible, you can mop your floors and windows with it, and it will bust through any hexes, curses, or bad energy within the home or within your auric field. Now, in order to bathe in it, you're going to have to make a separate batch to bathe in it. But I would only advise using this mixture only once a month, or for women, not during your cycle. Herbal baths. Now, ritual herbal baths are also a great way to purify your auric field of negative vibrations and attachments. You can also mix the following herbs into a boiling pot of water and pour it into the bath to soak in it. And here are a list of herbs that really work: hyssop, rosemary, eucalyptus, peppermint, sandalwood, basil, vetiver, and lavender, just to name a few. Or you can even purchase herbal cleansing baths already prepared. And all you have to do is just drop it into a pot of water and boil it, and then add it to your bath water. The next one is candle rituals. Candle rituals can also help you rid you from psychic attack should it be something sent from a specific individual. But I must warn you never to do any harm by sending it back. It's best to clear it out and pretty much move on from it. You can mix the herbs I mentioned earlier inside the candles along with ritual oils such as a blockbuster, uncrossing, spellbreaker, healing, and road opener oils. I usually burn the following candles when I feel like the energy is just too strong and that I need spiritual help by using the elements of fire. I often purchase road opener, blockbuster, or uncrossing candles and prepare them to help break through any barriers that have been placed on me, even if it's my own negative thinking. The next is sound healing. In energy clearing, any musical instrument can be used, even the voice, which is the most healing of all instruments. The tool is less important than the way you use it and the intention you use with it. Start with larger or louder sounds and proceed to smaller and more refined sounds. As you move about the space, you will find the tone of the instrument changes. When you are familiar with your tools, you will know from these changes where the energy You will know from these energies where the energy is stuck or stagnant. Then sound can be used to resonate the space back into harmony. So clearing a room using sound will shift your consciousness so that you can feel and become the sound. Feel the vibration inside of you, and it can also heal you as well. So imagine that the sound is radiating out from you to fill the room. And a room that has been harmonized will seem to glow and sing with light. So the following sound tools you can use are rattles. And rattles are good complements to drum for room clearing. They have a softer sound and can refine the energies created by the drum. They come in many shapes and forms with different sounds. Clapping itself dissipates energy and can be used when no other tools are available. It is very effective both in assessment and cleansing. Clearing with bells leaves a crystal clear energy field in a room. The quality of this energy will depend on the size of the bell and the kind of metal used and the energy and culture of the bell maker. The best bell is a bell that you love. Singing bowls. Singing bowls can transform negative, bad energy into positive, good energy. You can find them either in brass or crystal forms. Either is fine. Like singing bowls, drums can both clear and invoke energy. Drums break up thick energy very quickly and are good for clearing emotions, as well as clearing the room of negative energy. The vibrations of a drum will be absorbed by anyone close by. People will absorb the vibrations they need for their own healing. Gongs, voice toning, tuning forks, and chimes can also be used for sound healing. If you believe that spirits, entities, or hard, dark energies have penetrated your body or aura, please ask an energy worker experienced in clearing psychic attacks for help. This requires more advanced training. It's important to identify and eliminate psychic attack energy as soon as possible, because waiting too long to have such energies cleared can start to affect your health and cause things to get much worse, making it more difficult to clear. Please don't try to do this yourself. Without experience in clearing, you're quite likely to draw even more negative energies to yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat room and see if there's anybody in there. And hopefully some of you guys were able to find it. Okay, so I do have an email from Samantha. She wants to know about her relationship. Okay, so honey, let me just say this. What I'm picking up from Spirit is that this relationship, you're expecting it to go long term, but I don't see that. For some reason, this person is hesitating in trying to make a full commitment. Now, I kind of feel the reason why there's some hesitation is that he's also having problems legally, and I also kind of feel like there's also issues with work. Okay, so there's issues with work, and he's having issues, legal issues as well. Now, the angels are saying that you've been trying to be very, very patient with this person, but it just feels like he can't seem to get himself together. Now, with this relationship, they're saying that you don't want to let it go, but you're trying very, very hard to stick with this person. They're saying that only you know exactly how much you can handle and when it's time to let it go. They're saying that eventually he will get himself together, but in the meantime, you have to be very patient with him. Do not verbally abuse him or try to tell him anything negative, because all you're going to do is let him down, and you're going to affect his self-confidence. And then the relationship is pretty much headed for disaster. So in the meantime, they're saying be very patient with this person. Tell him how much you appreciate him, and maybe lead him in the right direction. So the next question here is with Tiffany. Tiffany would like to know about her job. Okay, so Tiffany, let me just say this, is that I kind of feel like that you're wanting to change your jobs because things have been a little bit slow here lately, but I'm going to say this much. What I'm seeing is that you're going to be up for a promotion at the end of September. So they're saying that you need to go ahead and just kind of wait it out just a little bit. Just stick it out, okay? They're saying not to go anywhere. Even though you feel unappreciated, in that they're not appreciating your work, or that you feel like you're just pretty much another number or just another employee to them, you're not. They're saying that they do value your work even though they don't show it, and that you are going to be rewarded for your hard work very, very soon. So the next question is from Maria, is what I'm being told. Maria wants to know about her health. Now, I try to stay away from health questions, but in this situation, they're telling me that you've been having a hard time getting your health issues diagnosed. Let me just say this, is that I kind of feel that the issues that are going on with you is that you need to go see a second opinion. I feel like the person that you're going to now is not taking your health or your symptoms seriously. I also kind of feel like there's some sort of circulation issues going on within your legs, and this is why this is also causing fatigue as well. Something about being overworked. So if you're having a hard time, is either you're on your feet too much, or you're standing up too much, and it just feels like you're getting a lot of fatigue because there's some blockages within the leg area. It might very well be that the circulation isn't flowing very well, so you need to make sure that the veins are checked, or have your doctor tell you what you need to do to help with constricting the veins or your feet at night when you go to bed. So now, I don't want to keep on this thing for too long because we're already going into 30 minutes. So let me just say this, guys. If you have any questions, you can email me your questions for the next show at readingbyvictoria@yahoo.com. And then if you stay tuned on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I'll be able to answer your questions live on the air. Now, only several people will be chosen, so just want to let you guys know, just be patient, because I can only get so many. Today I was bombarded with over 20 of them today, so I can only pick at least 3 or 4 per person. So again, stay tuned for my next blogcast, and you have a blessed day, guys.